Hi, I'm Wade Fernandez, and this is Waupaca Local Live.
Welcome to Waupaca Local Live, and we are really happy to be in the studio tonight. I'm Marcy Boku, and this is
Deb Gerke.
And we have Wade Fernandez with us tonight. We're so excited. That first song, that was, could you just do that for another 2 hours, please?
Did you notice we're starting the show, you're introducing, and I'm sitting here going like this?
Yeah, she's still kind of mesmerized.
It happens. The clapping happened after, which was, it was definitely deserving of that, but I was like, no.
Yeah,
shh.
be quiet. We could make a loop of that, and then we could just use it in a meditation class.
I know. Could we do that?
We'll give you credit.
For sure. Maybe we could get out some yoga mats.
No, I'm not kidding.
So Wade,
Totally
seriously, we
not.
are going to let you talk after we get it all out of our system.
We're just so excited. This is what happens. We tend to talk a lot because we're really excited.
Yeah.
This show is always so much fun, but tonight, Wade, I haven't been quite this excited. I'm really, really happy that you're here with us. Thank you.
I'm really honored to be here. I'm really with both of you.
So we really need to start out by just giving some facts about Wade Fernandez, where you're from, who you are, where you came from, that kind of stuff, for our listening audience.
And don't give us the small answer, because I know there's deep answers. I love your deep answers. Where are you from, Wade?
Well, I'm Poso Natanaway Makana Nishik Manu Wiak Machatuak Eswesian Uchiwan a Peace Mahwa Wade Fernandez Mokaman and Eswesian Oasana Totem. What I said was, hello, all my relatives, everybody here. My Menominee name, Wichiwinapis Mahwao, which means walks with the black wolf. My Mokaman name, which is like my American type of name, Wade Fernandez, and then finally that I'm from the Bear Clan. I grew up on the Menominee Reservation in Wisconsin, and my ancestors my Menominee ancestors were here before there was a Wisconsin, well before there was a USA, and probably people are starting to say around 15,000 years ago.
Wow.
But we have stories that go back to the Ice Age, not when the land was covered with water right now, but when it was covered with ice. So we've been here a long, long time. But I'm also, you hear Fernandez in there, so
right.
There's also a story of how my grandfather traveled before before people thought of borders and walls and stuff like that, he traveled from what's now called Mexico up to the Menominee Reservation, and the elders say when he was traveling, and when he arrived on the reservation, he had a guitar and he was singing in Spanish. And then that's where he met my grandmother, and she spoke Menominee, but they both spoke music.
Wow, that's a beautiful story.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, so that's where I come from, and I still live on the reservation with my family, my 5 children, and my friends, and their mom, and you know.
That's so amazing.
Music
place. Really is a universal language, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I travel a lot. I travel quite a bit. I traveled over to Europe over 50 times, 50 tours, and 4 times last year, 3 times this year coming up. And everywhere you go, it's people are the same everywhere you go. There's a lot of beauty everywhere you go. You watch the TV and you don't think there is, but when you go there, you see so many beautiful people and so many different nationalities, and music brings them together, and food brings them together, and it's not that much different. The world is much smaller and much similar when you travel, and I really enjoy that about the music.
When did you start touring in Germany? That's not the usual. I mean, I can honestly say we haven't had hardly anyone on our show or in any of our arts events that have traveled as extensively as you. How did you get that gig?
Well, the first time I went over to Europe was in 1992, and I was asked by my friend Mitch Walkingelk, who's a singer-songwriter, Cheyenne Arapaho Hopi, and he asked me if I would come over and tour with him and another one of my friends. And so I went over there in '92 in Switzerland as a guitar player, a backup guitar player. And then we started touring there every year. And then in Germany came in the later '90s, I think the late '90s. And then in 2000, I started going over there as a solo artist and doing my own music. But before that, with my friend Mitch, Switzerland, then Germany. And then now it's also Italy and France and Czech Republic, Slovakia,
wow.
Scotland.
So is that like a folk circuit or a singer-songwriter circuit, or what kind of
it's all
tour
different.
is that?
I mean, it's always different. On the tour coming up in May, when I go to Ireland for the first time, in Ireland there'll be 2 folk clubs and a house concert. But then in Germany there'll be, I think there's a big festival, and then there's. What else is there? I don't even know. I find out when I get there sometimes. I played in a prison and a home for the mentally disabled, and festivals and folk places, and it all varies.
So who sets that up for you then? Do you have to set each and every one up, or do you have somebody like an agent or a contact there?
Well, the number is, no, just kidding.
Right.
No, actually it's...
If anyone knows anyone.
Yeah, here's the advertisement. No, but there's no prescription, there's no booking agent. It's just, over the years, I got to know people. Like in the 90s when I was performing with my friend, I got to know people, and when I came out with my own CD in 2000, then I was invited to do my own tours. And so you just build, you just do different places, and you get asked back. And then, so if I want to tour, they'll say, well, when are you coming back next year? Or else I'll get a phone call or an email saying, do you want to do something this month? So
you're basically booking your own gigs. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at.
I guess, but I have friends. And the friends, because I don't have the language skills to speak all those different languages, so friends will ask me, or a promoter will ask me, and then I build around that. Okay, so kind of like tonight, after this, you're gonna go to the brewery and play there. So we all kind of help each other set that up. Right. And the reason I'm sticking on this is because our show, for the last 2 years, we have a lot of musicians that come on the show, and everybody's at a different
place in their career. And people, need to hear that you can go out and you can do this. It's not like a magic bullet. You didn't have to be like discovered in Los Angeles. You can be having the life that you want to have by just going out and doing it.
Yeah, but I think what's key is don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of taking chances. Don't be afraid of saying yes, because even if you don't know how to do it, you can make it up. I
love that story about how you started. Do you want to share that? There'll be listeners. I just love that story. I could hear it lots more times.
Well, in '99, I was over in Europe touring with my friend Mitch Walkingelk, and he said, you're going to be over here doing the same thing soon, and when you do this, he said, you're going to be doing this same thing. I said, what do you mean? And he said, doing touring like me and singing and doing your own music. And I said, no, I'm just a guitar player. And then all of a sudden, a year later, well, first I was in America and I got a phone call to do this opening for another friend, Bill Miller, who had just won his first Grammy. And I said, I got the phone call, will you do an opening for him? Sure, but, and I'll bring my own band and I'll sell my CDs at the show. Hung up the phone, I had no band, no CDs. And,
there's a saying,
3 months to do it.
Fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah.
And that's the best way to
But
manifest.
a day before the show, I had 1,000 copies of the CD delivered. And a month later, I was opening for Jackson Browne and Indigo Girls on the Honor of the Earth tour. And everything fit. It was like all the puzzle pieces fit together.
That's perfect. I can't wait to hear more about that. Right now, we really need to hear another song. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, let's have another song.
All right.
Walking side by side, not in front, not behind. It's a sacrifice, it's a compromise. We find our way each night, sharing in this light with our hearts so open wide tonight. If this love is real, ain't no fairy tale. Some days it wins, some days it fails. You gain a best friend, and you both can mend the tears inside. Love can bring the light. And when I raised my voice, it was out of fear. I feel so ugly when I see your tears. Walking side by side, not in front, not behind. It's a sacrifice, it's a compromise. We find our way each night, sharing in this light with a heart so open wide tonight. Beauty from within shines through it and skin. Lesson learned, the true love you gotta earn. Well, I know love is hard. I've been broken down and scarred. We hold on tight. Love can bring the light. When I raised my voice, it was out of fear. It's so ugly when I see your tears. It's not your fault, it's not mine. I always love you through tears and time, and that's the bottom line. Yeah, yeah, yeah. walking side by side, not in front, not behind. It's a sacrifice, it's a compromise. We find our way each night, sharing in this light with a heart so open wide tonight. And that's the bottom line.
We are in the studio live with Wade Fernandez, and he is playing such amazing music. This is Waupaca Local Live. I can't even talk about the name of the show because I just want to jump right back in. That song was so beautiful, Wade. The lyrics are amazing. And I had to do a little research and find out as much as I could about the songs you were going to share. And I saw that this song was co-written, as you told us before you started singing, and the song just came to life during a songwriting retreat. I want to hear about that experience.
Well, myself and a number of Native American singer-songwriters and artists from Canada and the United States came together through a grant through the National Endowment of the Arts and Oneida Nation Arts Program. And they put us in a big house in the woods in February, somewhere around this area.
Really?
And yeah, it was, I don't even know, Rosewood or something, somewhere around this area. I don't even remember what it's called. But we were there for 4 days, and our only directions were to collaborate and write some music. And so we came together, and one of the first songs we wrote was just the whole group just starting to jam, and then a song flowed out. But the second song that was written, they passed a hat, and my friend Annie Humphrey pulled out my name, and so we teamed together to write a song. And when we got together, she said, how about we write something like a beautiful Native American love song duet, because I don't think there's any out there. And I said, sure, but how about if we put something real in there, like some thunder and lightning as well? Because love is, love is hard work too, and it has the rain, it has the sunshine, it has that all. Right away I just grabbed this chord and started playing. And she started writing some lyrics down, and we started collaborating, and this melody came out. Walking side by side, not in front, not behind. And it just came out right away, the whole chorus, the melody, and most of the lyrics came in like a matter of probably about a minute and a half.
Wow.
But then the rest of the song, the verses, we started to brainstorm a little bit. And then the thunder and lightning part was this part that I put in where what did I say? It's not your fault, it's not mine, I always love you. That part, because it kind of gets a little angry.
Just a little bit.
So it has a lot of dynamics, and it has a lot of textures. There's beauty from within shines through aging skin, because there's, love is timeless, and it goes into our old age. And so it was trying to, capture that sense of love, and not just the flowery part, but the reality of it. And
the whole journey
nice.
of it. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and the funny
cool.
thing was, Annie and I have known each other for probably like 20 years or something. And the first concert, one of the first times we shared a stage was my first solo concert, right after we wrote, right after that first CD we talked about. And it was opening for Jackson Browne and the Indigo Girls.
I know. Oh,
So she was there as well, but then it took like 2000 to 2018, 18 years later, to write our first song together.
Wow, that's amazing.
But it's fun.
That's cool.
It's
So did you
really fun.
record that?
It was recorded sort of on a, because there was also a recording, one of my friends, Vinny Milivolti, was there, and he was hired to record what was going on.
Oh.
So we made kind of like this little CD of what was going on. So the songs were in their infancy, sort of. You know, they weren't polished yet. They didn't get to perform, but it was recorded before it was performed.
Was that the demo video? Because that's what I watched. Was
The demo video is part of what's on that little CD. The United Nation Arts Program uses that CD to make money, fundraise for a summer program that I had the honor to teach for, I don't know, 8 years or something, a summer music camp on the Oneida Reservation.
Very cool.
So it's available through them, and then I'm going to re-release it, re-record it with Annie and put a more polished version of it.
Right.
But right now I think you can get that CD through Oneida.
I really loved the video.
Oh,
Just
thank you.
because there was such a sense of unity, and it was cool the way it was filmed, I'm sure because of sound. So you can watch this on YouTube. Go to YouTube and go to Wade's YouTube channel, and then you can find this video. What's the name of the song again?
It's called The Bottom Line. And yeah, The Bottom Line.
So you can search it on his channel, and it's worth watching the video. I cried. Well, that does happen kind of easy, but it was so emotional. It was beautiful. You were singing, and she was singing across the room, and you had family and elders sitting in the room. And I remember when you started the...
All right, you're starting to cry right now, so let's
I
wind
know a
this
little
up.
bit.
Come on.
It was just beautiful because you... Oh, it was beautiful. It's true. We have to talk about more, but I loved it. It was very
thank
beautiful, and I'm really happy that you shared the song with us all tonight.
Thank you, Deb.
Yeah.
So where
Yeah.
can people find your music?
Well, the best place is buy it at a concert. There's no middleman. But you can also get it from my website, and there's no
Okay.
middleman that way, but then I have to go to the post office and not be on tour so I can mail it to you. But my website is wadefernandez.com, so you can buy it on there. You can find some of my music on Spotify, some of it's on iTunes, some of it's on Amazon. But the bulk of it is found, I think, on my website
Okay.
or at a concert. And in Europe, I probably brought a lot more CDs to Europe than I actually have over here in the United States.
Huh.
Maybe there's 8 or 9 of them I brought over there.
Wow.
That only went over there. Over here, maybe about 5 or 6. I don't even know. But
So people can, our listeners obviously are Waupaca Local Live listeners. Just go to Waupaca Local Live and you can find Wade through there for the next couple weeks too, if you can't remember how to get to the website. So
yeah,
yeah,
well,
as
thank
many
you for that.
ways to find you.
That's
All
right.
right. We wanted to ask a little bit about when you're touring or when you're here, how often does the topic of your Native American roots influence what you're doing, or are people super interested in that? I would imagine they are, but that's just, I haven't heard that story from you.
Yeah. Well, my music, the original music that comes through me always has a strand that's the root of it, and it comes from where I grew up in the land where I'm from. So there's always something Menominee or Native American, or I also have Mexican roots. I have European American roots. So it all goes through the music. But I grew up on the reservation, the Menominee Reservation. So that's the bulk of what goes through my music. So if I'm singing a song like I went downtown and get my commodities, it's about government cheese, USDA cheese, because I grew up on a reservation and
Which
we had
wasn't really
commodities.
cheese.
Yeah, right. And we had commodities or government surplus foods, and so that was
My
part
grandma
of
used to
it.
get that food.
Yeah, the
we
box
loved
that
it.
would just say cheese,
Cheese.
not any brand, or the
Peanut
eggs that
butter.
were powdered.
Yeah,
know?
powdered eggs and
Yeah,
peanut butter.
so whatever I'm singing about, usually there's some kind of a strand that's native. So when I perform my original music, usually it's coming through, so then people ask questions.
Yeah.
In Europe, it's a little different because a lot of times people are so intrigued because they don't get Native people there.
That's what I'm
And
getting
that's,
at. Yeah.
you know, and it's good because I go into a lot of schools and I work with schools around Wisconsin, around the States, and around Europe, and then I get to dispel and break down stereotypes because they see me playing a guitar and singing in English, or they hear me singing a song in Menominee with a guitar, or with a hand drum, or with a flute, but it's all a combination, or with the band jamming out with electric guitar and whatever. So it doesn't fit the stereotype. You know, I'm not showing up with, you know, feathers and buckskin and whatever in the winter. you know, because so the questions get asked, but I also answer questions with the music and with the lyrics, and I'm not afraid to answer questions. I love being asked questions, but at the same time, I don't want to be a stereotype of, oh, he's just the flute player, or he's just this or that, or he's just the rock guitar player, or blues guitar player, or flamenco guitar player, or whatever. I want them to see that it's just a human being with roots that's tied to his roots, and is putting his roots and all of his music together and sharing it with people, rather than, you know, he's the one who won the pop award. So why don't you just sing pop music? It's like,
Well, we're all about those roots. Let's have you bring your bandmates on, and just really quick, you can give us just a little insight into what song are you gonna share next, and then we're ready to hear another song.
All right, we're kind of improvising a bit, knowing what songs to play, but the bass player, John Laws, he said, Indian Summer is a good tune. And so I was like, okay, we'll do Indian Summer.
Indian Summer it is. Very good.
All right,
so John is joining you on bass, and your son Quentin.
Yeah, my son Quentin Fernandez,
percussion.
who's 15, will be on the drums.
And
Very
we'll
good.
get to talk to these guys after this song.
Yeah.
Very good. Wade
Thank
Fernandez,
you.
everybody.
Thank you. All right, this is a song called Indian Summer, and it goes out to the Indian Summer Festival, who ran for like 32 years in Milwaukee. And unfortunately, this is the first year that they had to close it, but they're hoping to come back strong next year. So. Spring brings up the flowers and all the baby showers, and summer brings the beach, but cool weather's out of reach, and sometimes winter's too cold outside. I'd rather not go. No, 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 no. Chill and long for what's under that snow. But I know that when falls on its way, it paves the way for Indian summer. When summer goes away but comes another day, it's Indian summer. Fall brings on the colors, make a rainbow shower. And I like autumn leaves are gold, but shorter days get a little old. And sometimes winter's too cold outside. I'd rather not go. No, 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 no. Chill and long for what's under that snow. But I know that when falls on its way, it fades away for Indian summer. When summer goes away but comes another day, it's Indian summer. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Spring brings up the flowers, and on the baby showers, and summer brings the beach, but cool weather's out of reach. And sometimes winter's too cold, and outside I'd rather not go. No, 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 no. Chill and long for what's under that snow. But I know that when falls on its way, it fades away, rainy in summer. When summer goes away, but comes another day, it's Indian summer. Yeah, it's Indian summertime. I just love that Indian summertime. Here we go.
We are live in the studio with Wade Fernandez, and Wade has his band here now. We're going to get some of our questions answered from that great combo. Wade, can you introduce?
Sure.
the band members?
This is my son Quentin. He's 15 years old, and he's been on I think 4 tours in Europe with me already since he was about 11.
Wow.
And this is my bro John Laws from Green Bay. He's been playing off and on with me for I don't know how many years.
1 or 2.
1 or 2. I lost
1 or
count.
2 too many.
One or two too many.
It's actually more than that.
All right, so how
Time
did you
flies when
guys
you're having
meet?
fun.
How did you two meet?
John and I?
Yeah, not Quentin, I know.
Well, actually, my uncle Mario knew John before I did, and I think I probably when I was a kid my uncle maybe brought me somewhere and John was playing or something, and then I think at Guitar Cellar I met you with Jimmy Crimmins and them.
Yeah.
Because he used to come down there.
One of
and I
the
used to
stores
teach
are
there.
working, with your
Yeah.
uncle. My brother was working with him, and
Yeah.
the names got passed along. Yeah.
Yeah. So then when I needed a bass player, his name came up and popped up in my head, and it's like, I wonder if he'd do it. I called him, and he's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, oh, cool. Because when I was a kid, I was like, hey, he'd be a good bass player. I wonder if I'll ever be good enough to play with him.
That's nice. And Quentin.
Yeah. And then you got Wonder Boy.
Yeah, and we got Wonder Boy.
When
Up
did you
with
start
him.
playing with Dad?
I don't even know.
You've probably been doing it all your life then, right?
When did you start drumming?
I don't know that either.
Like, did you start
Like-
drumming before you could walk?
No.
No?
Almost.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
so. It's
Almost.
so natural, you can tell.
Yeah, you're a really good drummer. You're a good bass player.
When he
Anyone
was
that, sorry.
no problem. When he was 2, I remember 3. He was sitting and laying in bed like this. And I said, "What are you doing?" "I'm playing piano."
Oh.
He was
play
hearing
piano?
music in his head. And then when he was around that same age, I remember there was some jazz playing with not a whole lot of changes in it that I was listening to. But then he got on the piano and he started phrasing with that jazz. And then he used to sing Stevie Wonder when he was a little boy, so I took him to see Stevie Wonder when he was about 5. He was sleeping when John Legend was opening, but as soon as Stevie Wonder came up, he woke up from his nap and he was all excited.
Do you remember it, Quentin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were kind of far away, so I couldn't really see Stevie Wonder, but
But you
Except
could
on the
hear
screen.
it. You were
Yeah.
feeling it.
Heard
That's a
Yeah.
religious experience, seeing Stevie
Right.
Wonder live.
It actually was.
Yeah.
That was incredible because you could. It was the first time I was at a concert where you could feel the artist's heart throughout the audience, and it was a huge
Exactly.
audience.
Yes.
You know, and that was incredible.
That's how we felt when we saw him. It was
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
kind of like when we just heard you. You have a very big heart, Wade.
It's
Oh,
true.
thank
We
you.
really
You do.
appreciate you sharing your family and your music with us. All right, so we want to make sure that people know how to find you. So you have a website. It's wadefernandez.com. And then you have a Facebook page.
Yeah, Wade Fernandez. Just if you look under my name, Wade Fernandez, you'll have my personal site, which shows all the music stuff, and then Wade Fernandez Music, which is the artist page, but
Right.
Yeah.
it doesn't really. The way Facebook is set up, when you put something on there, not many people see it compared to your personal page.
Yeah, I think people should go to your personal page, personally.
Personally.
Let's have a little Facebook tutorial.
Yes.
Basically, if you just search
Info's up
Wade,
there.
Wade Fernandez, you're going to find
Right.
him. There's so much online, and it's
And your music
it's
is on
lovely.
Spotify, as you said,
Yeah.
and you can get the CDs. And where are you, this is a non-dated program. We're going to run this program all month, as our listeners know.
Because we're
But
timeless.
But in general, are you playing around the area that people can come and see you live? Where do you typically play? Or are you always in Europe? Well, you're going to, and we know
We're just
tonight,
really lucky they're in Waupaca tonight.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're always in Europe.
We're going to be somewhere in 20 minutes.
That's
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Actually, we'll be playing somewhere in about 20 minutes in Waupaca at the
Yeah.
22 Lakes
Lakes.
Brewing Company
So
for the
much
first
for that
time.
timeless part.
But and then tomorrow, tomorrow I'm
But
in.
in
But in
general,
general,
because
because
we're
in
going to show
general.
the show like
Oh, yeah,
the
that's right.
whole
In
month.
That's right.
So you
In
play
general,
all
it's all
over.
over.
do you
Go to
play
the
up
website.
north? Okay, go up to, do you keep it up to date? With your concerts
I
and
am
stuff?
right now.
Okay, good.
Now I am.
That's good.
Yeah, I updated my website just recently, beginning of the year, or end of the last year for the first time in years, and now it's, I keep pretty current.
Okay.
So there's some things in Wisconsin, Summerfest is coming up in the summer. There's going to be some things around, but I don't know what they are. I'd have to look
Okay.
on my website.
But you're going to be at Summerfest?
Yeah, they gave me
Awesome.
the tentative date right now, and I can't remember what it is, but it would be a Saturday night.
Oh, cool.
I think it's the June 22nd.
You've got to
if I
play
can
the
look on
Indian
page.
Summer song at Summerfest. That's a great
Yeah,
song. I loved
thank
it.
you.
It reminded me of Sly and the Family Stone's Hot Fun in the Summertime. It's had that same vibe.
Ah.
It's just a fun, light song. I loved it.
Well, thank you.
That's
I
great.
really appreciate it. And that was actually one of the first songs I wrote on that first CD when I told you that story.
Really?
It was one of the first songs. It was maybe the first or second song I wrote.
Yeah, it was very joyous.
I think.
Quentin, are you writing music?
Yeah,
You
but
are.
they're more like personal, private kind of stuff.
Okay, well, I'm not
It's
going
only
to
for his girlfriend.
Shout out.
Shout out, yeah. You want to show your pictures to the cameras?
Shout out to Sarah Carlson.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome. Well, I hope someday in the future you'll be willing to take some of those personal, private songs and share them with all of us, because I have a feeling that heart inside of you is, yeah, it's ready.
But just for Sarah right now.
Seriously, I was trying to take the pressure off a little. Dad just keeps putting it back on. All right, well, I think you've got another song to share, right?
Yeah, we'll do one more song.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about it a little bit?
Sure. This is a song that was on a few CDs actually. I came out with it in 2002 on an early CD, but then it was out of print. It was the first two CDs were out of print, first three CDs. So I brought it back in 2012 CD, and then with Quentin we did an improv acoustic thing because it was a time of when Standing Rock was going on,
Oh, right.
and also right now the Back 40 for our Menominee people are trying to keep the water pure, just like what everybody should be doing, you know. So we have water for the animals, water for us, and the plants that's clean. So this kind of addresses that issue.
Very good.
Yeah, and I'm sorry we didn't mention any of that. I mean, we just didn't have enough time to talk about all the things.
Right.
But thank you so much for working for the earth and
thank you.
standing up for what we all need to be concerned about. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
All
both. You know, you're wonderful, and
All
the
right.
program is wonderful.
Thank you. All
Thank
right,
you
so
so much.
one more for Wade Fernandez. Okay, guys.
Rain come down this river, choking me in black, choking like any stallion's blue sky, not coming back. Now my heart bleeds for all existence, pristine the poison before our eyes, indigenous cries for resistance, smothered in money, paid for lies. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, I'm black gold. Black gold, found your soul, bearing down deep here on the black gold. Live in a world of instant pleasures, small comforts keep us amused. Abuse our life for false treasures, no peace we find in what we lose. We steal from our mother, make our poison, pour death clouds into her skies, and dirty rain, it falls on our children, on a toxic playground, the wings can't fly. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, I'm black gold. Black gold, find your soul, bearing down deep here on the black gold. Black gold, your soul, can you find it? Been down deep here on the black gold. Well, 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 hey, well, hey, hey, well, hey, yo, hey, yo, yo, hey, yo, hey, well, hey, well, hey, hey, well, hey, yo, hey, yo, yo, hey, yo, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, yo, hey, yo, yo, hey, yo, hey. Well, well, hey, yo, hey, yo, yo, hey, yo, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, yo, hey, yo, yo, hey, yo, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, black on down your soul, bearing down deep in the black gold. Black on down your soul, bearing down deep in the black gold. Black on down your soul. 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 Bearing down deep here under black gold.
Thank you so much. Quentin Fernandez, John Laws. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.